Hey mate, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine man.
Can you present yourself?
Yeah, I'm paint design or paint design art graph. Choose man. Yeah, I'm 43 years old. I'm from Berlin, Germany. I studied graphic design and now I'm doing calligraphy.
Can you tell us when and how your interest for calligraphy started and how did you get involved?
Yeah, it started when I was on an exhibition in Berlin of Shu, who presented some of his work, and I liked it a lot. And I started to practicing by myself a little bit, yeah. And then came up the video of Adam, aka Theos1, with the pilot parallel video, yeah, and that kind of infected me.
What did you started practicing with in the very beginning? What alphabets did you use? And what tools did you started with?
Yeah, tools. The first one was Tombow brush pen. After that, I bought a adding calligraphy pen, which not was the best choice, but yeah, okay. And I started with first there was brush pen lettering, and then I decided to do Gothic letters, and I think it was Fraktur, which I started with.
How long ago did you start calligraphy?
Now it's about 4.5 years ago, I think. Yeah.
How much time were you spending practicing in the beginning and how much time were you spending practicing at the moment?
It's simply the same. It's about 2 to 4 or sometimes 6 hours a day for practicing and creating pieces.
What are the tools that you are using mostly today and which would be your two most favorite tools to work with?
Yeah, both the same. It's of course pilot parallel pen and automatic pen, and because both of them are very very precise and you can work out very detailed things. That are my both favorite tools.
But you're a left-hander and I guess it's kind of different, so can you tell us like the struggles you got as a beginner calligrapher with left hand and what was most difficult as a left-handed calligrapher?
Yeah, the most difficult part is it's because I have to when a right-handed do a strike from up to down, I have to do it in the opposite direction, for example. And sometimes I start the letter right and end up left, and have to do the gap in my mind. So I have to know where it starts and it ends before I do it. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, but now it took about 2 years to find a way how to do right-handed calligraphy left-handed. Yeah, it was a big struggle, man.
Can you tell us the moment like when you like found a way? What did you do exactly and how did you know okay now that's working?
Yeah, it was funny. It was on vacation with my girlfriend, and I was sitting in the sun on a table and trying till my hands bleed, man, I swear. And it was like I just scribbled and scribbled, and on one point I saw that the angles and everything was okay, and this was like on my mind, and I still do it till now.
What inspires you to write? Where you get your inspiration for calligraphy?
That's a lot, like watching TV, like or reading newspaper or listening to music, and take some samples of the lyrics and stuff like that. Yeah, basically that's where I get my inspiration from.
Which is your favorite letter to do and which is the one you have the most difficulties with?
Yeah, I like the M. I don't know why. It's a flow thing, and you can give some touch of yourself in it. And yeah, I had some problems until now. Now it's okay, but I had some problems with the X, like many of calligraphers had at the beginning, but now I found a way to, yeah, I start right, end up left, and it works out for me, so I have found a way by myself to do an X.
What's your favorite music to work on?
Of course hip hop, because I'm a hip hop head. Listening and doing it by myself for over 25 years or something. So
What do you think about talent?
I think there is no talent. It's all about practice. Everything you want to do, you have to practice and put all your love and everything you got in it, and it will work out someday. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to get to the point where you are satisfied, but yeah, you have to stay with it and work on it and work and work and practice. Yeah. So I don't think there is a thing like talent. Everything can be worked out.
Can you name 3 calligraphers that you admire with their work?
Yeah.
And what do you like about their work?
Of course, Adam Theo's one, because at the first moment he inspired me, and there is, I think, no tool or no style that he can't do. So yeah, and I love Tolga because of his clean styles and of course his 3D creative works, and Frack because he showed me some of the Gothic styles that I've never seen before, or I was not into it right. And yeah, he inspired me a lot, these 3 guys.
What's the best tip you ever received for calligraphy that helped you, and by who was it given?
Yeah, it's the same that I give and that Adam gave me and that many people gave me. It's all about practice. Like I said before, you have to stay and work and work and work. This was for me because sometimes I was really confused about it and nothing works out. But yeah, people like Adam and others told me to stay and work hard on it, and I did.
Where do you find your clients, or where do your clients find you? And what are the works you mostly have to work on for clients?
Yeah, the most clients I get over friends, because some of them are like a graphic artist, they have agencies or something like that, and when they need something handwritten or Gothic style, they call on me. Or then, and the most things I did was for musicians, like logo designs and stuff like that, and of course tattoo design, because I think it's a big trend, because everyone wants to have like something written on his skin. Yeah, I'm into that.
Last few years there is like a huge interest for calligraphy. More and more people are starting to do it. What do you think the reason is? What do you think calligraphy today is, and where do you think it's heading on?
I think many of graffiti artists doing nowadays, because I know a lot of guys that did graffiti before they start calligraphy, nearly everybody. So it's the kind of 2000 something graffiti, because there are a lot of murals also done, and it's kind of that. Yeah, I think it will go on, because nowadays you can find your inspiration in the internet or something like that. You can search for alphabets and stuff like that and do it by your own and create something new out of it. I think yeah, people will go, I hope and think that people will go a little bit more to the classic alphabets in Gothic style, for example, because I think you have to know how it is done, and if you can do all that, you can create something new of it. You can give them a touch of yours and not just copying it. Like I did everything about Gothic letters, any alphabet, and I tried to make it a little bit more interesting by giving it effects or colors or blending or things like that. And I think, yeah, it will go on like that. And I see it on social media, for example, that lots of people trying to do the classic way and give them a new face or something like that.
What's your favorite media to work on and why?
I love paper because it slides and you can do effects you can't do that way on canvas or walls. So yeah, I love paper the most.
You're doing mostly Gothic and brush pen calligraphy. What's your next thing after those?
Yeah, I started, let's say, to try copper plate because it's a little bit difficult for a left-handed. I took the advice of Adam, who showed me that I have to, or I can, turn the piece of paper 45 degrees and write from up to down. Yeah, but it's a beginner. I'm a beginner now, so yeah, it's kind of hard to hold the angle because it's crazy to turn your mind in 45 degrees and work on it. But practice, that's what I'm doing.
Who was the first calligrapher you met in person?
Yeah, I think it was Adam. There were a lot of guys before, but now I think most of them have stopped, or yeah, they don't do calligraphy or stuff like that anymore.
And who is the last you met?
This was Oscar Hand Styles. He's doing a little more graphic style, but yeah, that was the last guy I met. Until now, it's of course social media like Instagram and Facebook, and you can, for example, buy some works at the graffiti box shop. There are some works of me available, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where do you get your tools from?
I know not many people like the shop because it's a big one and blah blah blah, but yeah, I go often to Bösner. It's yeah, there are I think 3 shops, big shops in Berlin. It's just because of you nearly get everything, sometimes a little bit more expensive, but you get from canvas to pens to inks, everything. And if I don't get it there, for example, I order it at Amazon.
What do you think are the best tools for beginners?
I think they should not start with a Pilot Parallel pen because then you don't, because it's too easy at the start. You have to learn how to use a nib, for example, because it's completely different when you have to dip the ink, and sometimes you need it because Pilot Parallel pens are just 6mm, and if you want to do a bigger line you need some nib that is big like that, and they have, I think, like me and other guys, you have to start with something like that.
Some time ago you became part of Calligraphy Masters team. Do you remember the moment when you entered and what was your feeling, and how did this change your path in any way?
It was like, yeah, something like a surprise because you asked me, still feeling honored about it because yeah, to be a part of such great guys like Tolga, Adam, Frag and all those guys, yeah, it's an honor. I can say nothing more about it, and you get so much inspiration on Calligraphy Masters like I did before, and now I'm a part of it and can give inspiration. Yeah, that makes me kind of proud. I like it.
Okay, let me ask you this way. What you thought about Calligraphy Masters before you became part of it?
I was like I said before, people are looking for good and quality inspiration, and that's what Calligraphy Masters was and is for me still. So I think you can't find something like that with this level of quality to, yeah, like inspiration or something like that. Yeah. Okay, a favorite brush pen is for me Tombow Dual. Some people say it's getting very quick dry, but I don't think so. It works out fine for me. Ink, I will not be the only one. I stay with Ecoline. And what was the third one?
Your favorite marker?
My favorite marker. I haven't worked that much with markers, but when I took a Molotov, they're fine for me, so I use it for canvas stuff and outside calligraphy stuff.
What are your plans for next year? What can people expect from paint design in 2017?
Yeah, I hope, no, I try to do more outside, like mural things, bigger ones, with big brushes and stuff like that. I will produce more canvas for sale, and yeah, like I always did, find some new ways to present calligraphy. I think that's the most important thing, that you always find new stuff to decorate or whatever letters.
What do you wanna wish to all the people who are following you, who are inspired by you, and all the people who are watching this interview?
I'm not young at all, so yeah. It's the same that I say to younger people. Stay, even if it doesn't seems that you ever will work out, stay and keep on practicing, because one day it will work out. It's just a matter of time. You have to put all your love in it, and it will work out someday.
Is there anything else you wanna say to people? Something that they haven't asked you, or you want to share something? Say thank you to someone or whatever?
Yeah, thank you to Milan for having me or letting me be a part of Calligraphy Masters, and for all the other members of Calligraphy Masters for that much inspiration. Thanks, dudes.
Thanks, mate.